Today's video is here to empower you to create your own EFT, that's Emotional Freedom Technique script, so you can address a specific limiting belief and/or emotional block. Welcome back to Selfcare Karen. If you are new to Selfcare Karen, hey. Lovely to have you here, and lovely to have you here if you've been here many times before. I really appreciate you viewing my videos. This channel is all about my self-care journey, and I have up until now predominantly focused on, for my Monday slot video, on guided meditations, and on Fridays I indulge my beauty product addiction. But a few months ago I learned about EFT, and I wanted to share what I've learned with you because this channel is all about sharing that self-care journey, and I am really excited to share all that I'm learning about EFT with you. It would be lovely to hear how you get on with it if you give it a go, so please put a comment below. So today's video, rather than being a tap-along EFT sequence, and by now I've actually got quite a library, as it were, of tap-alongs, and here is a playlist to them, and don't worry, more are coming. But what I wanted to do today was just focus on the things that I think you should consider and focus on if you wanted to create your own EFT script. Now, you might ask, why would you want to create your own script? Well, you know, everyone has got their own unique set of emotional blocks, their own set of beliefs that may or may not serve them. They have their own set of circumstances, desires, wants, all of that stuff. So for sure, you can already use a created sequence, but it can be extremely powerful if you personalise that experience. Because whilst those pre-recorded ones or pre-made ones work, it's a more direct way to kind of fast track your results if you personalise the experience. So today's video is focusing on what I think you need to focus on to create your own script. And if you prefer to kind of outsource this service, then I actually do this. I create custom EFT scripts. I've got an Etsy shop, and you can find custom EFT scripts there, as well as meditation scripts. Or you can go the whole hog and I'll create a video that I'll put up on YouTube, but as a private video, so only you can see it. So you can find a link to those products and more in the video description. And don't forget that if you join my mailing list, you get a special discount in my Etsy shop. So thank you if you have been listening along up until now. And you might not have the foggiest as to what EFT is. And if that is the case, then why not watch this video here, which is an introduction as to what EFT is all about. Although I will say, in a nutshell, the theory behind EFT, that's Emotional Freedom Technique, is that you connect your mind and your body together using different meridians or pressure points that you have, and you pressure points on your body, and you use very powerful words in combination. There are different ways or different types of EFT, so if it's something that interests you, it sparks your curiosity like it has done me, then I would encourage you to try out different types and styles, and there's loads on YouTube, just like I've done. I love EFT because it is a self-help technique, and it's free and it's easy to use. I would just say that EFT can be used as an alternative therapy for many different issues, including trauma, PTSD, and all those sorts of things. But I would say if you're dealing with this type of issue, then I would definitely recommend that you seek out an EFT certified master practitioner and work with them on a one-on-one basis. Okay, so before writing your own script, you might want to try a few of the tap-alongs available here on YouTube, as I suggested before, because this is a good way to get a sense of the style and the length of EFT that you like best. So let's get started with my tips. So What is your focus? In the first instance, I suggest you decide what you want your focus area to be. What limiting belief are you trying to detach yourself from? What occurrence from your past is holding you back? Is there something tangible like physical pain or a physical condition that you want to address? Okay, so you need to think about that. You can go broad, or you can go very specific and really hone in on something very targeted. So here you want to come up with a positive affirmation that you can use as an anchor in your sequence. So for example, if you are looking to create a money mindset, you might use the kind of affirmation of money comes easily to me. If you're looking to address pain, you might use something like, I'm feeling great, pain has left my body. And perhaps if you were focusing on your self-esteem, it could be, I am worthy of love and respect. I recommend that you find something that you feel sits well with you, that you're comfortable saying, and that you actually believe over time you could, really embody that. You could accept it, believe it, embody it. So now that you know what you want your focus to be, it's time to decide which tapping points you want to use. So different EFT practitioners advocate different points, different kind of meridians in your body. So I'm sharing with you the points that I am using at the moment, the ones that I find effective, but you might find different points are effective, less, more, you decide. I just would say don't get too hung up on this, because it's better to be doing something rather than nothing, and you can always change up your points. Okay, so the points that I use are as follows. I typically start a tap sequence with the karate chop. So that's my hand here and then my fingers here. I'm just tapping away. For the eyebrow, I use 2 fingers, as I do for the side of eye, under nose, under chin. I use both hands and 4 fingers, 8 fingers for the collarbone. And then I do the side of the arm and I do the top of the head. I typically only use the karate chop at the beginning, and the other points I use for each round. And normally I would tap 5 to 7 times in each of the meridian points. Okay, so you want to decide how many rounds you want to do. I typically use this kind of sequence. So the first round, I start with the karate chop, and that's where I state the issues and my focus area and how it makes me feel. And then I carry on with that round with the different tapping points. My second round is about expressing that I feel ready to change this belief or release myself from the emotional block, or remove the barrier that is stopping me from feeling what I want to feel or want to be. My third round is then focused on expressing that I'm ready to allow the change to happen, and that I'm ready to let go of whatever the limiting belief might be, or beliefs, and that I'm ready to start to believe something new. And then in the final round, that's when I focus on how I feel with the new belief, and I really express the reality that I'm trying to create with my words. You can decide how many rounds you want to do. You could do a really long tapping sequence, or you could do a much shorter one. And it might be that what works today or what you want to do today is different to what you want to do tomorrow. Just, try different things. You could indeed focus on an all positive tap, and some of my tapping sequences are like this, where you focus on only positive statements, on positive affirmations. So it really is about your personal preference and yeah, experimentation, trying new things. They say change is as good as a rest, right? The way I like to tap is by first off having a little check-in with myself about how I'm feeling and what I would like the outcome to be of the tapping session. I then start to breathe in a conscious way. So I take note of how I'm breathing. I try and breathe more deeply and slowly, and I try and do that throughout the session. Just because I find that to be a really quick way of gaining my focus and concentration. Then I move to the karate chop and I state the problem that I'm solving for, and I do a series of rounds moving through the different meridian points or my tapping points, where I feel and I express the issue, the fact that I feel ready to change, I allow the change to happen, and then I lean into the new belief or outcome that I'm trying to cultivate. When I finish tapping, I take a moment or two just to check back in with how I'm feeling, particularly if it's to do with pain relief. Then, I might decide to go back and do another round or so. And what I've done is I've actually created a journal, a one-page worksheet, just so that you can easily reflect on the EFT session. And if that's something that might interest you, then I'll put a link in the video description, because I sell that journal, the EFT journal, in my Etsy shop. So once you've got your script ready, you're ready to start tapping. And you might ask the question, is it better to handwrite or to type out your script? I think whatever works best for you. It really is a type of journaling to write the script. So the actual process of writing is already starting that healing process. So, again, handwritten or typed, what you're most comfortable with. And what I would recommend definitely is that you record yourself reading the script, and then you can use that as an audio cue rather than trying to read the script and tap at the same time. But again, that's personal preference. I think what I would recommend definitely is that you try and tap on a regular basis. So if you're working through something specific, like trying to shift some sort of limiting belief or let go of some emotional shackle, the fact that you are practicing, that you're doing the sessions on a regular basis is really going to help with that. Don't get hung up on the process. It's definitely more about progress rather than perfection. And, doing something is better than doing nothing. So try out, see what works for you. I would advocate for focusing on one thing at a time. So not trying to change every aspect of your life in one fell swoop. More taking, okay, this is priority number one. I'm going to tackle this for a while. And then, once that's worked through, you can move on to the next thing. And, as I say, I think tapping daily on one specific area is a great way to get started. And then as you see that block or the belief has been shifted or created new, or you're getting into a better experience, then you can move on to another aspect of your life. Anyway, let me know how you get on. Definitely want to hear about any breakthroughs or any blocks with all of this. You can let me know in the comment section below. So thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it. I've got a beauty product addiction video coming up on Friday, and then on Monday I'll be back with a new tap along EFT sequence. Remember, you are in perfect time. See you soon.